Hello, this is Mocha Mommy here coming at you with another video. This one is about some recent market research that I have gotten about online dating and Black women. So I want you to stay tuned. Ladies, do you remember a few years back when the internet was all ablaze? Because the that's right, 6th most popular dating site said that Black women were the least preferred. Well, it turns out that's not necessarily the truth. It turns out that Black women are the least engaged of any female group when it comes to online dating. And that is adversely affecting us in the algorithm. Let me break that down and how that translates to how you can use online dating to be successful. Now, according to market research compiled in 2019 and 2020, Tinder, the most popular dating site, is over 78% male. Bumble is over 72% male. And Match.com is over 80% male. And it turns out that it's not that Black women are the least preferred, they're the least engaged. If Match were to give a 30-day free trial to 500 Black women, less than 100 of them will complete that 30-day trial in engaging with the app. So it's not that you're the least preferred, it's your algorithm is suffering because of your lack of participation. So let's just say a Black woman will get less engagement than a woman of a different race. That really doesn't matter, considering you're getting more engagement than any man of any race on any of the most popular dating sites. So what I'm trying to say is these ratios favor you. And so let's work on maximizing the algorithm and getting the most we can out of an online dating experience instead of shying away from it, feeling as though that these algorithms reject us. Now, what dating apps work best in what part of the country and for what age group is really going to vary. That's going to really take trial and error on your part to find out if that dating app works best for you. So I think that one of the videos you should check out is Samantha Cooker's about these coffee dates. Really, really great information. And she gives you an idea about just how to start and also how to manage expectations. Now, I hear from a lot of people, online dating is trash and online dating sucks and online dating is nothing but for hookups because they haven't managed their expectation. Some people go onto dating sites with the expectation like it's going to be the World Series, that it's going to be a bunch of celebrations and rings and victory dances, when actually what we need to do is look at online dating like Little League. It's a place to learn the fundamentals and build some skills. So instead of thinking it like World Series, think of it like Little League, and then you're building those skills to find the all-stars who eventually will get you to the World Series. Now, first things first, if you see a shirtless bathroom selfie, delete it right away. Get these fools out your inbox or whatever algorithm that they use, whatever they use to maximize this algorithm, get rid of these fools. You do not need them. They're a waste of your time. The first skill that we need to learn is how to build a profile. According to market research, almost every single dating site, algorithms improve when a person includes, a woman especially, includes a full body shot. That includes those of you who are plus size. Listen, the ratio favors you. So there's no need for you to catfish anyone because the ratios are in your favor and it only wastes your time. So make sure that your profile includes a full body shot. Some of the paid and high-end dating sites encourage you to include travel and action shots, as well as shots with your family. Another thing they say helps is to have a friend help you build your profile. Sometimes we may feel a little bit too shy to brag about ourselves. Sometimes we may not always pick the best pictures of ourselves that are the most flattering. So have a trusted friend or family member help you build your profile, pick the best pictures, and also sometimes help you pick some of the matches. Sometimes we might find ourselves making the same mistakes over and over again, picking the same types of losers that we always pick. So maybe even having a friend help you pick some of your matches might help. Another thing that might help is playing the zip code game. Now, me and my friend Kenya had used this, and this was really helpful. What she did was she had signed up for a 30-day Groupon at a yoga studio that was in a neighboring town, maybe only about 14 or 15 miles away. She used that zip code to help her find some matches. She then scheduled a lot of her coffee dates or drinks only dates near that yoga studio. So that way she could kind of get out of those dates in a quick manner, because a lot of people think coffee dates are a waste of time. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. So what she would do would be maybe go to the date in her really cute, brand new, cute yoga outfit, meet the person for an hour, and then be like, okay, I'm off to class, bye-bye. This way she was able to kill two birds with one stone. She also would book dates in zip codes where she had hair appointments, nail appointments. She even booked dates near a farmer's market because she was trying to eat a little bit healthier. So this way she could kill two birds with one stone. She even met up for coffee with a guy, kind of cut the date short, was like, all right, kept it to an hour. It's like, okay, great. I'm going to the farmer's market. Thanks. Nice meeting you. And he actually went with her and then paid for her groceries that day. So you never really know what happens when you play the zip code game. I also had a girlfriend who loved to shop online, but the brick and mortar store was way on the other side of town. So it was kind of inconvenient to get there. So she would get her clothes online, try them all on, and then book her dates around the area of that brick and mortar store so she can make her returns and then go on her date. The next skills are going to be conversation initiation and active listening. You're going to find two types of guys online. You're going to find the player who's smooth, who's suave, knows how to take good pictures, and knows how to talk, and has a script that he's using on multiple women to get what it is he wants. Then you might find the guy who might be a little bit nervous and it takes a little while to come out of his shell. That's kind of where conversation initiation and active listening are going to play a role. What you're going to do is you're going to get the player off of his script, and you're going to get the shyer guy to come out of his shell, or you might just give him enough rope to hang himself. That's kind of why active listening and conversation initiation are important skills. Now, because my friend Kenya's a sports fan and I'm a sports fan, one of the things we like to do is when she gets her inbox and we're going kind of through the people who've responded to her profile, we look for out-of-state sports jerseys. Out-of-state sports jerseys, okay? With her being a sports fan, me being a sports fan, we can kind of look and work together to help to vet some of these guys who are wearing these out-of-state jerseys. What we kind of do is we just start with, all right, I know this jersey. This is a Chicago Bears jersey. So I can tell her enough about football to be like, all right, that's a Chicago Bears jersey. They play at Soldier Field. Their quarterback is this person, blah, 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 blah. So she can start by making small talk about the season. Then she can ask, hey, are you from Chicago? Do you go back and visit? Here are the vetting questions, benign but pertinent vetting questions. So what brought you to Texas? And did you play high school football? Tell me about it. Usually, you'll find that these guys with these out-of-state jerseys, when you ask them what brought you to Texas, 9 times out of 10, it's a job. So when you see an out-of-state football jersey, that's usually a guy who had to relocate for his career. So usually that's not a guy who makes $12 an hour. That's usually a guy who has an established career that needed for him to move or relocate to a new state. So by asking what brought you to Texas, you're opening up that venue to talk to him about what he does for a living without sounding like a quote unquote gold digger. And did you play high school football? Tell me about it. Let me tell you something, ladies. Now, a benign but pertinent vetting question that will cause you to deploy your active listening skills is asking a man to talk about their high school or college sports playing glory days. In this one situation that I can think of, my friend Kenya had told me that she had asked a guy about his high school football career. Man, he named his high school. He named years that they won championships. He even talked about the NFL players that ended up going to his high school. She was able to run all of that information through Google and been verified to find out if this guy who he actually said he was. Now, that's one of the important things that you do when you're deploying those active listening skills. What is he saying? Who is he mentioning? We were even able to track down where this guy's childhood address was because we found articles on his high school championship football team. These are some of the things that you can do to vet men without them feeling like they're being vetted or that they're being interrogated. Another good thing you can do is clean up your social media and ask some of the guys who you are vetting for their social media. Get rid of pictures of ex-boyfriends, old party photos, any political stuff, and then ask that person for their social media information. Follow them. See what's going on. See who their friends are, the things that they're interested in, and who they follow. These might be an important way for you to get some important vetting information without seeming too prying, too interrogating, or too nosy. The next tip I will give you guys is something that's not on the list, but it is to recognize the flex. You have to recognize when some of these men are flexing. Like, I had one friend be inboxed by a guy who had on a Green Bay Packers jersey, like the guy at the top of the photo. He was there with his family. She was like, that photo looks like it's old, like it's about 4 or 5 years old. I was like, no, sweetie, that's a flex. Lambeau Field for a home Green Bay Packers game is some of the hardest tickets to get a hold of. And he was showing you that he had access to several because his family was in the picture. I also want to let you know that Green Bay Packers season tickets are usually passed down. So this is like a legacy thing. So if he had season Green Bay Packers tickets or access to it, chances are they were passed down from a grandfather or from an older male relative. That's legacy. So also recognize the flex too when it comes to these guys with the sporting equipment, with some of these purebred dogs. So notice and recognize the flex. Now, because we're Black, we kind of understand how other Black people flex. It's usually with clothing or cars or even certain travel tips or locations, which are also a flex for other cultures too. But you need to recognize when a man is flexing. Now, what you're trying to accomplish with these things are to build a roster. These are about 4 or 5 guys that you're just in communication with, that you're dating casually, not sexually, just to build friendships, relationships, and really deploy some of those vetting skills that you're learning. 2 really helpful YouTube content creators are Asha C and A Lifestyle with Danielle. We actually ended up using one of her suggestions because it was over the holidays and she wanted to seem really thoughtful to 2 of the guys on her roster that are kind of rising to the top of the list. One of the guys was really into coffee, so she used Danielle's advice to make him a basket full of coffee grinds, nice mugs, dried creamers, things like that. And the guy thought it was really thoughtful. He then sent her a really nice flower arrangement, like a holiday themed flower arrangement. The other guy, he was a divorced dad and he's always really busy. And she knew she wasn't going to see him much during the holidays. So she just made him like a really thoughtful little basket with snacks and day planners and 5-hour energies because she knows he's a student. Just things that he would appreciate, like some Star Wars knickknacks, because he was really into like that Star Wars Mandalorian thing where she didn't spend much money, but it made her come across as thoughtful. He felt a little bad, like, oh, I didn't get you anything. So he ended up, when they went out to dinner that night, he ended up buying her like a really nice bottle of wine from the restaurant area that they were visiting. So I thought that was really nice. Like just those little thoughtful things that you can do to kind of move the relationship or the dating relationship forward, those little thoughtful gestures that were pretty inexpensive. So check out, I'll make sure I include these content creators, their videos in the description box so that you can come up with little thoughtful things that you can do to progress relationships or to build your own dating roster. Now, I have no doubt that business conferences and golf trips and country club resorts and fine dining can get you a high quality man that you're looking for. But the question is, those things are a little expensive, and are you getting your money's worth because you have a good foundation in conversation initiation and active listening and benign but pertinent vetting questions? Good luck, and tell me if there's anything in the comment section that you would like to know or that you can offer to some of your sisters who are out there trying to do the same thing. Ladies, I want you to make the most of your online dating experiences in 2021. So as I start getting more feedback and do more market research, I'm going to make sure I pass that information on to you because I want you to be successful. But we have to remember to build those profiles, know what pictures and angles and colors get you the best responses. Know those conversation initiation skills so you can get that shy guy out of his shell to see if it is something that maybe you guys have things in common. Know those how to deploy that active listening to get that background information that can let you know if you're investing your time in the right person. And those benign but pertinent vetting skills that get you the information you want without you looking like you're putting someone through police interrogation. You also want to just check those other YouTube femininity content creators for some of those nonverbal flirting skills. And one thing I always suggest, even if you're not, try to sound impressed. Even if the guy's job doesn't impress you, his story doesn't impress you, his personality doesn't impress you, just try to pretend you are impressed. Try to just at least sound like it so he believes it. That's a skill that some of us have to build. Some of us have that RBF, or we sometimes our face might give away what we're thinking. So you kind of want to practice those skills before you start spending a bunch of money on high-end travel or expensive paid dating sites. Kind of build those skills now on some of the maybe lower end dating sites before you kind of move up to those higher end ones and waste your money. A little bit similar to what Samantha Cooker in her coffee date video talked about. I'll make sure I also put the link below, just because I want you to be successful. Before you shell out a bunch of money, I just want to make sure that you have the foundation down like the Little League so that you can start vetting for those all-stars. So good luck in 2021. Good luck with online dating. And I just hope this information helps you.